Edward Hopper. You may know him from his isolating, melancholic, introspective-driven pieces, the majority of which leaves the viewer in question and is an expression of his inner self. Born in Nyack, New York, to a merchant father, he lived a comfortable middle-class life. On paper, this seems like a great childhood, but he always felt like an outsider, awkward and an outcast. He always wanted to be an artist, but his parents pushed him to do commercial art, to which he despised. He eventually went to Paris in order to further his art career and study French art and artists like Edward Degas and more, but never felt a connection to the work shown at the salons. Unsatisfied with the career, there he eventually moved to Greenwich Village in New York City. This is where he felt crowded, yet so isolated at the same time. This brings us into his piece, New York Interior, created in 1921, displayed at the Whitney Museum of American Art, created with oil paint. Something apparent is the nod to Degas' ballet dancers shown in the woman's gestures and dress. Like many Hopper pieces, the surroundings are stripped into the essentials and never reveals the intentions or the subject. He would want the viewer to construct what is going on themselves. The colors in the room are very dull and muted, creating a dark atmosphere. The vertical structures give an air of intimacy in this painting, closing into the subject. Furthermore, it may be used to frame this clock. The hand seems to be positioned to either 9 or 10, suggesting it is later in the evening. The clothes in the foreground may suggest the subject just came from somewhere, in a rush, just tossing them aside. The movement of the brushstrokes on her arm brings the eye to her hand, which seems to be sewing something in a rush. This is where the clues end, making the viewer question the rest of the narrative. Did she rip something while performing, rushing home to fix it? Is this a new dress she's making final tweaks to? Maybe she had an unsatisfied career as a ballerina, and this is the moment where she's piecing it all together. Or maybe the viewer sees something they can relate to. This is exactly what Hopper wants you to do. His intention is to create a space in which the viewer's own inner life can be regarded and ask questions. Is this a reflection of ourselves, our dreams, desires, or is this someone where we can never completely understand or come close to? Like many of us walking on the street, we come across hundreds of strangers with their own stories, in which we can never understand or come close to. And that is what Hopper tries to capture in this piece and many others. Like the Impressionists he studied, he wanted to evoke emotion, but he wanted to evoke emotions that words cannot describe but only can be felt through paintings.